2 a.m. in the cave. Glad that you could join me. I've been reflecting on some of the miracles of Jesus and just gazing and being amazed at them. In Matthew, John, and Mark, in those 3 books, there are accounts, 3 different accounts where Jesus walks on the water in the Sea of Galilee. Wow. And in one of the accounts, Jesus has been preaching all day, and there were a massive amount of people, and he's been healing, and maybe it was when he was preaching the Beatitudes. And so he tells his disciples, it's late in the day, so he tells his disciples, listen guys, you guys get in the boat. Get in this boat and go across the Sea of Galilee, and I'll just meet you on the other side. Now, they probably didn't know how Jesus was going to do that, but hey, when Jesus tells you to do something, I guess you go ahead and do it. So that's what they did, and as they're crossing the Sea of Galilee, a storm comes up. But Jesus, he finishes up ministering to the throngs of people, and then he takes time to go up into the hillside and be alone and be still with his Father. Amazing. All this stuff happening on the surface. Throngs of people, healing, managing his disciples. But he takes the time to go and be quiet and be with God, his Father. And so, as you know, that's how the story goes. He realizes, well, I better go meet the disciples. So he simply walks on the water. I guess the boat had gone pretty far, but for him to just walk on the water and catch up with the boat is another story, how he did that. And so I did this painting called The Crossing. And the crossing isn't about Jesus getting to the boat. We know the story of Peter, and Peter sees Jesus, and Peter gets out of the boat, and then he starts to sink, and Jesus says, "O ye of little faith." But the painting isn't about that. There is no Peter, there is no boat. It is Jesus walking on the water in deep contemplation, he's in a deep place with his Father as he's walking on the water. So whether he was in quiet prayer with the Father in a quiet place on the mountain, or as he's walking on a rough sea. So he didn't even bother to stop the wind or the rain. He's walking on it anyway. Getting wet, I guess. And in this painting, it's we see the sun that is setting, or the moon, and it causes which represents God the Father, and then the wake of Jesus forming a cross. And the colors are all about devotion, the devotion of Jesus with his Father, as he's in deep meditation and prayer with him. So it's my intent to communicate in this painting that deep communion that Jesus had with his Father and has with his Father, and that deep communion that we have with Jesus, with the Christ. If we take the time, just as Jesus did when he went up in the mountain to pray after the throngs of people that he ministered to. The crossing. Amen.